Hello everyone, happy Friday and welcome to the weekend. I hope you're all having a fantastic start to the weekend, and I'm really happy to see so many folks here already tonight. Let's see who we've got. Everett Young. Darn, Tim showed up early. Everett Young, Corvette Jim, JMZ 56. Good to see you folks. Kilted Piper, Steve, and Miss Kathy. Hello there, my friends. Good to see you. Clarence Wood. Hello, Big Dave. Haven't seen Big Dave in a couple weeks. Good to see you, buddy. Jeffrey Feinberg. Fantastic. 103 degrees in Tucson, Arizona. Man, Big Dave, that's hot. Paul the Piper, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you tonight, Paul. I am getting started with the matches. Memorial Friday 7 LA with some Haunted Bookshop. And I got some Haunted Bookshop in today, so I'm a happy guy. Oh, thank you, Steve. Thank you. Everett, it's only 5. Couch, also known as the Sofa King. Yeah, pause is very important. Texas Piper, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, it's been an interesting week for sure. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen my earlier video or seen on Instagram that I got myself into the hospital this week. I'm fine, everything's great. I'm not going to talk much about it tonight. I've already explained what was going on. Maybe I'll give a bit more of some detail on Sunday, because I do have an interesting doctor story to tell. But yeah, I'm fine. Dude Rustica, how you doing, Steve? Good to see you, my friend Michael Muirhead. Thank you very much. Yeah, Jeffrey, so far so good. We'll see what happens. Armchair Piper Ed. Hillbilly Piper, hello sir. Signal Man Tony from Rhode Island, good to see you. So tonight our guest is, I've been practicing the pronunciation of Tim's name all week and I'm still getting it wrong. Tim Fournier. I always want to say Fournier. Tim's often in the chat room. In fact, I think he's always in the chat room. He's a fantastic, hilarious guy to have around. I really, when Tim was on our Windjammer Jam, that group tin opening thing we did, I thought to myself, I hope that he'll do one of these, and he was happy to sign up for it. Just scheduling, it's taken this long, but I've really been looking forward to it. I think we're going to have a lot of fun with Tim tonight. Or it'll just fall flat, and that's okay. We'll still smoke some pipes. Aussie Piper, hello Mick. The Smooth Piper, how you doing, Peter? Camper J, good to see you. Oh, Paul, thank you so much. Thank you so much, my friend. Really, really do appreciate that, Paul. And I appreciate the good wishes there. Stephen Skip Kane, hello. Andrew Sirigliano, good to see you. The Tunnel Take, hey Greg, there's plenty of room in the basket. Jump on in. Gary Edminster, hello. Pensive Piper, good to see you tonight. So tonight we are enjoying a beer. I have not had a beer in quite a while. And this is an interesting one. So I had to go to work for a bit this morning, and there's a beer distributor not far from where I work. And I stopped there and picked up one of these mixed 6-packs. Here in Pennsylvania, we have beer distributors. I know that sounds strange outside of Pennsylvania, but that's how we have to buy our beer. It's not entirely true anymore. There are some grocery stores that sell beer, even a couple gas stations, which is weird, having grown up with only getting it from a beer distributor, to see it in gas stations now. But what I'm drinking is a Longboard Island Lager. Is that the right? Yeah. It looks like a very plain label. I guess it kind of is. Kona Brewing Company. There's some interesting stuff written on it. Clarence wants to rename the basket the Looney Bin. Why not? Rob Sherritt, good to see you, Rob. Yeah, Eddie, it is interesting. So what they say here, I just think this stuff is funny. A spirited, crisp, refreshing brew. Longboard Island Lager is a smooth ride all the way in. Thirst up. It's a Hawaii thing, I suppose, but it's good. It's a bit heavier than most lagers, and it definitely is a bit hoppier than most lagers, but it's not, IPA hoppy. So I like it. Hey Andrew, yeah, I definitely would be interested. Drop me a line. I'd love to go to the Lehigh Pipe meet. You're hot down there in Texas, Steph. Yeah, we actually had a break past few days. It's been raining, but at least it's cooled off quite a bit. The Smooth Piper's got some haunted bookshop in a Friday 7 LA 2nd. Very nice, Peter. Boris the Piper. Hello, Boris. Everett Young's got some old Joe Krantz in the Friday 7 LA. Good stuff, Everett. And don't worry, they'll make more haunted bookshop. Oh, thank you, Greg. Yeah, folks, the thumbs up really do help us out. So if you could take a minute and hit that, it just helps get the word out and helps us bring in some of the fine quality guests that you've seen. I don't know if that's really true, but it helps. Texas Piper says he still managed to hit some golf balls even despite the heat. Well, that's good. It's good to get out there and move. DDT 0889, how you doing, buddy? Kilted Piper Steve's too busy eating ice cream. You and Miss Kathy both having the ice cream there, Steve? That's a good thing to be busy doing in the heat. Doug Owens says, typical June, Pacific Northwest, 55 degrees and rain. Oh boy. When the rain warms up. Drop Bear Woodworks, hello. Yeah, Hillbilly Piper, I am going to do, they're not going to be regular, but as I get lighters and refurbish them, I've got several lined up that I'm going to be doing some videos on. Corvette Jim's got some black spice and a cob. Hope you like that black spice, Jim. That's a good point, Greg. The thumbs up for anybody, not just for me. The benefit of that is that it does put pipe videos in front of a wider audience. And, it's kind of like, it's a good idea to, if you're going to go for a walk, take your pipe along so that people see you and, see that pipe smoking is still alive and well. So you're kind of being um, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, someone that goes out and shows people something. I can't think of the word, but anyway, you're being a good guy for the pipe community. Ambassador. There we go. Daniel Leslie. Hello, Daniel. Tamper Jay's got some Sutler Virginia slices with Cornell and Deal long cut perique added. Nice. Nice. Tamper Jay did a video. His two Desert Island blends are Virginias, and they're actually my two favorite Virginias. I was impressed by that because I'm not a Virginia guy. I'm glad that somebody that likes Virginias actually has the same choice as my goofy approach to Virginias brings me to. Yes, Daniel Leslie, I picked it because I used to make bamboo fly rods, and at the time that I started the channel, I was making bamboo fly rods, and I had to pick a name, and that was the first thing that came to me. The Tunnel Take is having half CB Dark and half Cherry Ambassador. Sounds very aromatic there, Greg. Good for you. Good point, Drop Bear. It doesn't matter. The thumbs up or thumbs down, but thumbs up are nice. They make me feel better anyway. That stinks, DDT. That just stinks. So our guest tonight is Tim Fournier, and we're going to be calling Tim in just a minute or two. If you've been on any of these live streams in the past, you've interacted with Tim in the chat, undoubtedly. He's I'm surprised he hasn't shown up yet tonight, actually. Maybe he's avoiding it so that we can cold call him. But he's a prolific commenter, and he's one of the few people that I told him I was talking to him a couple days ago just to get things worked out for tonight. And I said that there's a couple people, and he's one of them, where if I'm talking to a guest and I look down at the chat room and I see they've posted a comment, I know I probably shouldn't read it because it's going to make me start laughing. And I try really hard to stay serious, but I'm multitasking. I'm checking in on the chat room and talking to the guests, but every once in a while it kind of breaks through. I just can't help it, and Tim's one of the culprits of that. Perfect summer weather. Oh, that does sound perfect. 79 Fahrenheit, 65 at night, 3 a.m. Yeah. That's, you can't ask for better than that, Bars. Ah, Tim Fournier is watching on the big TV. Gotcha, Tim. We're going to call you in just a minute. Oh, Steve, you moved into a non-smoking complex? How did that happen? Talk about impacting on tobacco futures. All right, folks, well, we got a good crowd assembled. It's great to see everyone tonight. As I said, I'm smoking Haunted Bookshop. I will be switching later to my other favorite Savinelli here. This is a 622 with a custom stem. And I'm going to just keep smoking Haunted Bookshop tonight. So if I have to shift during the chat, you'll know what I'm doing. All right, so let's go ahead and see if we can get Tim on the line here. And guys, as always, give me a thumbs up when you hear him, just so I can be sure that the audio is okay. Or if you can't hear him, say I can't hear him. That last part probably went without saying, huh? Hello, Tim. How are you?
Oh, hey, I'm doing all right. How are you?
Good. Good. Nice to hear your voice, and really appreciate you joining us tonight.
Well, today I'm smoking Rattray's Red, uh, what was that?
Rappery?
Rapparay?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Rapparay. And just given to me last week, an Astley's billiard that's heavily rusticated, and the stem reminds me a lot of a carpenter's pencil.
Oh, cool. That's that's doesn't sound like a comfortable stem.
Well, I mean, it's cool looking. It's delicate. It feels delicate, but it's not.
Oh, so you're actually describing the overall shape of the stem, not the button. Uh,
That's correct.
okay, I understand. I'm sorry. I
No,
misinterpreted.
it's a billiard.
I was just imagining sticking a carpenter's pencil in my mouth, and that didn't sound good, but I got you now.
No.
All right, Tim, before we get too far into it, I like to start with the same question for all the guests, and that is, could you please just tell us a bit about yourself?
All right. 48. I'm divorced. I do like pina coladas, walking in the rain. I sell blinds. I used to be a lead singer in a hair band when I had hair. I wrote a book, Christian book. I have two boys, and it's just me and my dog living in an apartment.
Okay, and what kind of dog?
It's a beagle.
Ah, cool. They are
She stuck
wonderful
her
dogs.
nose in during the tasting of the Windjammer.
Oh, that's right. Yes, I remember that. Yeah. Oh, cool. So, what part of the world are you in?
Oh, Louisville, Kentucky.
Ah, okay.
That's where I reside now. I was born in Lewiston, Maine.
Wow, that's quite a jump from Maine to Kentucky. How did that happen?
It's really Maine to Romeo, Michigan, because I needed to restart after an abusive situation in college, and then I moved from I met my would be my ex-wife there, and we moved to Atlanta where we got married, and then we moved to Florida because of opportunities, and then the housing crisis happened, and we moved here, and then she took off to Florida.
Okay, gotcha. So that's um. So I don't want to get right into pipe smoking because we're going to probably spend a lot of time talking about that.
Hmm?
Um, you mentioned you wrote a book. Would you mind talking about that a bit?
Sure. Um, it's one part of a series, so I'm working on the second part of the series right now. They're very short books, so when you put them together, they'll be a decent sized book. And they're more like Christian workbooks for like classroom sort of thought, where the joke we called it yesterday, the "Don't Do This" catalog. So the one that's written that's out there on Amazon for $5 is called Hypergamy or the Cross. Hypergamy is basically when someone marries up for social, financial, sometimes physical attributes for offspring, to get a leg up in the world. So it's
Uh
not
huh.
of the typical love, and it's pretty much been done forever and a half since even Hebrew times.
Sure.
Um, but so it was all about how the the idea back in the day in Christian in churches was that somebody was there. Obviously, they're not with anyone, and the old people would want to try to hook you up with somebody that they thought would work well. That doesn't happen anymore, and everything's been left to those stupid dating apps. And with the dating apps, Women are succumbing to the worldly thoughts, and those worldly thoughts are leading them into the arms of men that aren't Christians. And it's not like they're converting into Christians. It's like they end up not going to church anymore.
Right. That's interesting. We are doing a really lousy job of meeting one another these days. The internet is not the best way to do that, and yet it seems to be the default. And
yeah, it's just turn the hands off the roads for a lot of things. My next one I'm working on is the shunning of the mentally ill.
oh, that sounds interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So I would love to put a link to that Amazon book, if you don't mind, in the description to this video, so
Yeah,
that if folks
absolutely.
want to check it out. So if you could, obviously can't do it right now, but if you could email me after the show, I'll add it to this description. So guys, if any of you are interested in Tim's book, you can check back tomorrow, and the link will be there.
Cool. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no, happy to do it. That sounds really interesting. I'm sorry, I'm going to do a little tangent on you here, but I had a really good friend years back who was a woman from India, and we were both in our 20s at the time, and we were just friends, and we were doing something one evening, and she said, "I've got to go because my parents have a potential groom coming over that I have to meet," and I was just shocked that she was actually going for an arranged marriage. I couldn't imagine doing that. And I said, "What, are you, crazy? Is that?" And she looked at me like I was an idiot. And she said, yeah, "Come on, who do you trust more to pick out the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with, and the two people that love you most on this planet, your parents?" And I thought, that's actually, there's some wisdom there, because we rely on all these other crazy things like now dating apps, back then bars and whatnot, and yeah. So I would like to read that, and I'm sure a lot of other folks would enjoy it as well.
Your little tangent had me shaking my head up and down a lot. Like
Oh,
was a Metallica concert. Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
yeah, good. Well, I'm glad I didn't bore you with it.
Not at all.
All right, so let's talk a bit about pipes. How did you start with those?
Well, I started smoking cigars in college. You know,
Mm-hmm.
those cheap ones in the store. What were they? Garcia Vegas.
Yep.
And so I was predominantly cigar smoker for a while, and a buddy of mine went out of town for something, and he showed back up with a birthday gift that I guess my then wife and him kind of pitched in for, and it was like a box of cigars, and then it was like a little, corncob pipe, mini one, and a tamper and stuff like that, a little bash Cavendish. And so I started kind of digging on that until I burned a hole through it. And then I bought, standard ones that you get, like Dark Garbo or whatever, over at the CVS when they did sell those. And, wasn't getting much breaking it, the stem in my pocket, the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so my then father-in-law had come into town. It was right before my birthday, and he's like, "Hey, is there a cigar store around here?" And I said, "Yeah, there's one actually in this mall in Merritt Island, Florida." So we went in there, and that's like the only place you could smoke in the whole mall, by the way, because it was ventilation. So he had a thing of pipes, and he's like, "Yeah, let's look at this." And I was looking, he's like, "See anything you like?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I pointed at this Design Berlin, and I don't remember the price, but now that I'm pricing them out, they're like $300 and $400 a pop.
Wow.
Anyway, yeah, he went ahead and bought it, and he says, "Happy birthday." And I had that thing for 20 some odd years of using it, using torch lighters in it, not knowing what I was doing. because I didn't know any other pipe smokers. And then the pandemic happened, and I needed filters for it, and stumbled across Kramer's Smoke Shop, and she didn't have them either, so but she said I could get it for you. And then she hooked me up with a Torino, which didn't need a filter, and told me there was a bunch of guys out back smoking pipes. And so there's this Derby City Pipe Club that meets every Saturday morning.
Great.
And then from there it expanded. Now I have like about 25 pipes.
Yeah, they do multiply.
Yeah.
So
5 times in one year.
So you sent me a couple of pictures. Was that single pipe the Design Berlin?
No. The single pipe was that Pioneer, that black.
Okay. Okay. But so that wasn't one of the ones that you sent.
The Design Berlin was not on there. No.
Okay. Okay. I've got those if you want to talk about them.
What was that?
I've got those available if you want to talk about them later. I just if it was one of those, I was going to bring it up, but we're good.
Gotcha. Yeah. Cool. Anyway, and then there was a Joby on there that my buddy Jim, who does was it Lazarus pipe restoring or something like that, and he found that Joby at an estate sale, never been used, but he wanted to fix the tendon so I didn't have that reverse, screw deal. And so that was the other one that when you see the two pipes together, you actually kind of get a shot of 4 in there that look like.
Gotcha. So you're up to 26 now. Do you think that's the upper end, or do you think you're going to keep growing?
I'm sorry, say it again.
So you're up to 26 pipes now? Are you done?
25. Yeah.
25, I'm sorry.
For a bit, but I know on my Peterson Deluxe, kind of want a deluxe in my collection.
Okay. So that's the next one for someday.
Yeah, a little bit down there.
Now you do some of your own tobacco blending.
I did one, yeah.
You did one. And what was that one, Tim?
It is equal parts of black Cavendish that I get bulk. Kentucky Burley and Orientals, and I call it I Hate Roger Goodell.
And I assume that's because you do.
Doesn't everybody?
I don't know anybody that disagrees with you.
But, I find him, when he first came into the NFL, as far as, to run the show, I was like, finally some law and order, because, teams like the Dallas Cowboys have gotten away with murder in the 90s.
Yep.
With the drug house and Leon Lett with underage girls and all that sort of stuff. That stuff was just out of control.
Yeah.
And then he comes in, and every time he gets the slightest bit of egg yolk on his face, he puts a hit, like a bomb hit, on these teams. Now, I know a lot of people make fun of my team, the New England Patriots, but frankly, they didn't do anything that nobody else wasn't doing, and all they were doing was basically doing paybacks on a doesn't mean anything game against the New York Jets. Payback means that they did it to them the game prior that they faced each other.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, they took Bill up on it, and everybody made a barrel case. Now they cheated everything. What's the next one? Snowgate or something,
Right.
Cloudy Day Gate, But the other teams are San Francisco 49ers, because they call them Kaepernick. No offense to Kansas City, I think they're a talented team, but I don't think they legitimately won that game in the fourth quarter. And then, of course, for New Orleans Saints. We all know how many times they've been screwed in the playoffs.
Yep.
So I think, and that was all set from Bounty Gate. So I think whenever the commissioner feels a little crossed, he has it out for those teams.
It does seem that way for sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, it just seems a little too convenient that those teams were the ones continuously getting the shaft.
Yeah. So have you attempted to share your blend with Roger?
Roger Goodell?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. The only thing I would share with him is my thought about how he runs the NFL.
I think it would be great to just send him a couple ounces with the label on it, and
Oh yeah, with the little bozo picture that I have on the tent, yeah. But I think the ones that really get a kick out of it would probably be, and I would love to smoke a pipe with, but I don't know if he smokes a pipe with the craft. Just to sit there in a press box smoking I Hate Roger Goodell. It has so much meaning for me.
Yeah. No, he would. I mean, I'm as I think you know, I'm not a fan of New England Patriots, but I got to admit, Kraft would be an interesting guy to have a chat with at some point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I've been a fan since 1972 when we were one of the biggest logical teams. Even Cleveland goes, these were not New England.
Yeah. So it looks like, based on the picture that I have up of you right now, that you might be a Flyers fan as well.
Yeah, see, growing up in Maine, Boston teams, right? So I like the Red Sox, I like the Bruins. But a funny thing happened in the late 90s. They sold Andy Loeb like Babe Ruth, and that didn't sit with me. So I hated down like nobody's business. So my second team went to first, and it took a while for me to go, okay, Bruins are, I'm all right with them now. We've made our bygones, so they're my second.
Okay.
So Flyers are my first, because they haven't done me wrong.
Right. No, it's interesting switch. I mean, I'm not a big hockey fan, but growing up in Philadelphia in the '70s, you pretty much had to be a Flyers fan. And
when I was growing up in the '70s and '80s, the Maine Mariners had the Flyers, their players.
Yeah. Ah, okay. I see the connection. Interesting. So I want to go back to your blend for a minute. You said Black Cavendish. Is that a flavored Black Cavendish?
Yep.
Okay.
Just a dark Black Cavendish. Now, Cavendishes tend to have anywhere between a coffee and a chocolatey, but that's just the natural flavor of that coming through the sugars.
Okay, but it's not a topped.
It doesn't have a topping. No, it's no Captain Black grape.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that for sure.
Did I see an email about that from Pipes and Cigars? Yeah, Captain Black grape on the front.
Oh, I didn't see that, but it's funny. It's become this sort of almost a meme now that it's a terrible tobacco, and the idea that they would start promoting it during that is kind of funny. But what I keep going back to is somebody's buying it.
Right. They might be just the Nickelback of the pipe
community. that may well be.
Yeah. So, I do carry only one aromatic, and that would be, butter rum that I get over at Kramer's. It's one of their bulk ones.
Oh, okay.
And it's, once I'm out and about with other people, so they're not like, what's that?
Right. Yeah, I think everybody needs to have a blend like that for sure, but
yeah.
Good. Um, so you mentioned Nickelback. I'm assuming that you're not a fan. What what kind of music do you
Big
like?
one? Oh, I'm all over the place. They actually have one good album. I forget the name of it. All the right reasons, maybe, or that's the one that's on it. All the wrong reasons, or something like that. That's actually a good album. It was well done. I was surprised because most of their stuff is so poppy. Um, but I'm all over the place. I go from big band swing, you know. Um, I have Chuck Mangione CDs. So for some smooth jazz, I have Duke Ellington. I have a respectable Kiss collection.
Ah,
I have Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer, Anthrax. I have NWA and Eazy-E on cassette that I can still play. Bad Company, Eagles, Johnny Cash.
cool.
I like people that impress me.
But you seem to have a flair, at least when you're commenting, of inserting what I would unfortunately have to call insipid lyrics.
It brings me back to a time. But I mean, those songs are fun, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And that's the whole point. Is whatever. If I put out, you know, something like I don't know, Bow to Your Leper Messiah, you know, these people will be like, what?
Right.
You know.
Well, that's the interesting thing about it. You know, nobody will claim to like that song, yet everyone knows it. You know, everyone knows exactly what you're. You know, you don't even point out that it's a lyric. You just write it, and everybody knows that it's a song
The
lyric.
song Escape.
What's that?
You mean the song Escape?
No, I'm actually thinking specifically about a Eurythmic song that you brought up a couple weeks ago that I don't want to mention because it got stuck in my head for about 3 weeks.
I love the Eurythmics. I thought that they did some really groundbreaking stuff at that time. I don't know why.
Okay.
I just did. But then again, it was what, in the third or fourth grade when they came out? You know?
Okay. Well, I'll give you a break then. I was a wee bit older than that, so I guess I had more.
You know, it was after college I got the CD. I'm like, oh, Rhythmics Greatest Hits? Sure.
So do you play any instruments?
I was a lead singer in a hair band.
Mm-hmm.
I play a little bass, very little. It's hard to do that now with my bass stand no longer in the picture. So it kind of get put on the side.
Okay. And that hair band was that a cover band or was it original stuff?
A little of both.
Oh, cool.
So we did some Kiss covers, and they thought it was unique that I could do both Gene and Hall's voice, because really when it comes down to it, I don't have my own voice. I can make other people's voices. I am the rich little talent.
Well, we all have our skills, right?
Yeah. So that's the whole thing, is I'll hear a voice to try to mimic it, a mockingbird.
Very cool.
But yeah, we had our own songs, and before I even joined the band, one of their songs, this publishing company wanted to buy it from them, and they decided no, because they want to put it out, and they never have it. So, because they never went anywhere schools could make, what are they going to do? It's not Seattle.
Right.
Yeah, you probably would have made a pretty penny on that, but oh well. But the drummer passed away in a car accident. Yeah, fell asleep at the wheel. We used to joke and say, "Hey man, always fall asleep and watch the movie. You must be narcoleptic." Yeah, he was.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, so that was the end of that. And then, you know, and you get older, priorities took back to start having kids. He used to play with a buddy, Micah, every so often. Micah Reed, R-E-A-D Reed. He is an actual musician. He actually makes his money playing music. I think he's in Nashville now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's kind of like the poppy, rock, bluesy, soul, all kind of mixed in one.
Neat.
Yeah. I always get a kick out of him doing a torch version of Margaritaville. It's hilarious.
I would like to hear that. That's funny.
But he writes his own stuff, and I never played with his own stuff. I always did the covers for them.
Right. So let's talk a little bit about YouTube, if you don't mind. So if I'm not mistaken, you are not someone that makes videos, right? You're a consumer.
No. Yeah, I'm just the guy that. In fact, the only reason I stumbled across you was there was Munch Off, whatever, and then one of your things came up, and you were talking about fixing, trying to insulate the inside of a pipe with the fireplace putty.
No, I did pipe mortar.
And you weren't sure if it would work.
Okay.
But you wanted the input. And if you do it too thin with water, it just cracks anyway. So then it throws the weight off. But I'm going to try it on this other one that really needs to be insulated because it's kind of like an enamel painting that on the outside that's, it was given to me. Let's try to figure this out. So that's what I'm doing. And so I'm going to try that little thick coat in there and see what happens.
Gotcha. So that was your entrance into the pipe community. It was through Mutton Chop, and then that sort of took you down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, it sure did.
Were you?
I think I was actually looking for how to make pipe mud, and that's where I came up on that video.
Okay. Were you surprised? At sort of the breadth of the community, or?
Yeah, it's like there's more weirdos like me. Huh.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, most people have that experience, and I love asking about it because there is that moment where you just go, wait a minute.
Yeah, it's like I didn't even know if you could buy stuff off the internet. Yeah, I had no idea. It was just this past year with COVID, it opened up a whole new world for me.
There you go.
Yep. Yay for COVID.
There's silver linings to be found.
Yes. Positive of COVID. That and I lost 27 pounds, but...
Good for you. That is fantastic.
Yep.
Any secrets to how you did that?
I basically changed my eating schedule. I figure in the middle of the day, and when I get home in the evening, I eat up some chicken fingers or something really small, some carb light, and I stopped eating a banana in the morning because banana is way too much sugar first thing in the morning, apparently.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was basically I was mastering my blood sugar. So, like, I woke up this morning with 97. I was like, cool. So, I know I'm having a good sugar day, so therefore I'm going to be, processing things in a better manner, carbs and everything.
Yeah. Oh, it's interesting. I mean, there's so many ways to do it, and what matters is that you can do it, I guess. But it's just always interesting to hear how people manage to have success in that area.
I usually take one day and fast, which is usually Friday, but since I ended up picking up my boys today, and they're kind of watching, but they, fasted yesterday. So I
Okay.
had breakfast yesterday morning and I didn't eat until was that about 10:30 this morning. 10:30 their time. It's 11:30 our time. 11:30.
Right.
Yeah, and I took the flush-free, is it niacin or something? Before I went to bed.
Cool.
Flushed it all out.
Well, that is great. Well, believe it or not, we've already passed a half an hour, Tim, and
Wow.
it flew by. It's been really enjoyable. So if it's okay, I'm gonna see if there's any questions in the chat room for you.
Sure.
So guys,
People put Kiss up.
yeah, Kiss seems to be popular. And if you don't mind, I'm gonna do a quick foghorn here to thank Steph for that kind donation. It's much appreciated.
Yep, foghorn.
So guys, if you've got questions for Tim, this is the time to put them up. There's usually a bit of a delay, so we don't think that nobody cares.
I gotcha. I thought people were avoiding earlier when I saw like 3 people. I'm like, oh, dang.
No, you got a good turnout.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. David Holm is asking if you have a favorite Christian song and a favorite Bible verse.
There's a song, I think it's Casting Crowns, Broken Together. I tell you, I was going through a divorce when I heard that song for the first time. It broke down and cried.
Wow.
And I wasn't quite a believer yet. I was seeking,
Mm-hmm.
And then, as far as Bible verse, I want to say, and I might be wrong, it might be like James 7:11. I might have that backwards, so maybe I'm just thinking of the convenience store. But it's basically where it's basically saying faith without works, basically worthless. You know?
Yep.
You can check the check boxes all you want, but if you're not doing God's business, sorry about your luck.
Right. Very nice. So Couch wants to know what's your favorite color for couches.
I'm really wanting to put a gray cover over this couch or have a gray couch because it's trendy, but there's something about wanting a manly hunter green living too that appeals to me. But I think a couch every time I see somebody towing one in the back of a truck.
Yeah, it's I think of him often in situations like that. He's a great guy. Steph is asking, how did you get into writing about theology?
I was seeing how people in church had no idea what I was talking about. And there seems to be this idea that leave them be, let them do what they're going to do. And I'm just like, what? And so I started kind of looking, and this is where I base everything off of 1 Timothy 3, where it goes over the idea of what are expected of deacons, and I'm like, shouldn't women expect that out of a husband?
Ah.
So that's the premise of the book.
Gotcha. Yeah, very interesting. Texas Piper says he'll ask it, what's your favorite blends?
My favorite blends. I think right now my favorite tobacco to buy has got to be Black Mallory. I really love Black Mallory. But then I take out the Design Berlin and I smoke a black cat edition. I'm like, oh, there it is, right there.
Right.
But I have Periques I like too. Stonehenge is one of my favorite Perique ones. Enjoying the heck out of Prince Albert because I got it in a can. And I got some Carter Hall. I hadn't opened it yet.
Oh, cool. You got the new stuff?
Yeah.
Dominican Republic? Yeah.
Yeah, she pulled it aside for me.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you mentioned it. No, that's fantastic. Yeah. And by the way, if you don't mind me doing a quick promo here, next week, I'm not going to be doing the show, but we're going to have guest hosts of Flat Cap Piper and Lady Fire. And they're actually going to be doing a tin opening of a new tub of the Dominican-made Carter Hall. So that should be interesting.
Cool. That'll be interesting.
Yeah. I gotta ask it. Dude Rustica wants to know, what's your favorite Rustica blend?
It's the Duke Rustica. No, I have Rustica. You know, if a dark fire is going to kick my butt, as did Rattay's, I'll let that week.
Right. Yeah, I think Steve's a very special guy that he can smoke as much Rustica as he does.
Steve, you're my favorite Rustica. There you go.
Okay, Steph is asking a very vague question here. She wants to know, who's your favorite 45-year-old female YTPC female member?
Who's my favorite female member of this group?
45-year-old female.
Who's my favorite 45-year-old female?
Just say Steph. It'll make life easier.
Okay, Steph. I saw somebody with a kiss question.
I missed the kiss question. I'm sorry. Did you get the question, or I can?
It flew by. Something about that they. Here it is, Tim. I've been to 17 Kiss concerts. This is, yeah.
Hobbiton Piper,
yeah. What's your favorite Kiss tour? Well, I lived in Maine, so you don't get a whole lot of tours coming your way. But I did. Let's just say this. I've been to Woodstock 94. I didn't think anything would ever top that in my day, but the Kiss reunion tour, even the partial one that we got in Portland, Maine, blew me away.
Wow.
Totally blew me away. And I've seen them a couple times after that. I saw them with, Aerosmith, and it's just like I've seen Aerosmith before, same old moves. You've seen one Aerosmith concert, and I like Aerosmith, but you've seen one concert, you've seen every one. But it was that particular one. I think it was just maybe even the magic of having the original members together.
Right. Yeah. As you know, I'm not much of a rock guy, but I've mentioned this before. I was a card-carrying member of the Kiss Army when I was in my younger years. So never got to see him, though. What was it?
Yeah, but I liked every version of them, to be honest with you. I mean, for all the old-timer Kiss fans, if you're going to listen to one of their newer albums that put out, I think newer from the 80s on, I'm going to say check out, I think it was 91 or 92, they put out Revenge. It had this groove that was kind of classic Kiss involved. A lot more G than in the past.
All right, we got Doug Owen he's stating that he thinks it's interesting that you picked a couple of Rattray blends among your favorites, and he wants to know if you've had a chance to try those blends from when they were blended in Scotland years ago.
That would be a no, because I had no idea about them. So I heard that Black Maverick was so much better back then, but I have no idea better. So, I might probably would like them better back in the day, So I'm waiting for somebody to say, oh, this tastes like this. Like, this red raspberry, and they go, this tastes a lot like the old black raspberry. I'm like, oh, it's nice.
Yeah.
Have a lot of the same ingredients.
Let's see. We've got a lull, but that's okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've ever had the original ones either, but the current incarnations are pretty good. I mean, of all the Rattray blends.
They're kind of a go-to. They put out something, I'll try it. There's only one that I didn't really care for. It was called Color Wild. It was okay.
Mm-hmm.
It was, I might even have the name wrong. So, I mean, people will point me to work in directions, and I'll try stuff all the time. Like, I have Haunted Bookshop. I've had Haunted Bookshop. I just suggest that I smoke the Haunted Bookshop. I think I like the name. So, yeah, I have a little tin of it. And, because, I saw it in a brick and mortar, and you were like, oh, God. So it's like, I'm going to get this. So I'm building a cellar. It's the bottom of my coffee table, but I'm building a cellar.
You got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, I have tins that I haven't opened. When we finally got the Black Mallory in, I basically bought it out. She had two small tins and a large tin. I'm sure somebody else probably bought some, but that's what she had left. That's what I bought. I bought it all.
Right. So are you still a cigar smoker?
Yeah. I usually smoke my cigars on Sunday. Interesting enough, remember when we did that tasting and I showed that La Croix pipe that I had that stuck my thumb in?
Oh yes.
I shove the rest of the cigar in there and smoke it in the morning.
Yeah.
That's my, why not waste on?
Yeah.
There's no more throwing out the butt of a cigar. I can smoke it all week.
I do that too, and it's funny. I'll put a picture on Instagram sometimes of that, and you'll get people that say, "Oh, I do it all the time," and you'll get people that say, "That's the craziest thing. I would never do that." But yeah, it's tobacco. Why not?
It's the craziest thing, and it was a great idea.
Yeah, exactly.
All at the same time.
So Cogs and Sprockets asking, what do you do for work?
I sell blinds, so I go to people's houses, measure them, show them the samples, tell them, when they ask me my opinion, I tell them I can't see it from my house, and, write up the proposal, or order, if they plan on doing it right away, whatever, and then I get my van, light a pipe, and go to my next job.
Not bad.
Yeah.
And Doug Owen is saying that his memory might be selective, but he thinks that the blends are probably pretty close. So the Scottish version of the Rattray blends.
Gotcha.
And he's saying similar to Capstan, which is very close to the original Capstan.
My bucket list is to one of these days go to Scotland, Ireland, and England, and check out all this pipe stuff in the area and whatever. See if I can get any tourists in the production factories, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Really something I'd like to do.
That would be cool. That sounds like a really good time. We're at 9 o'clock, Tim. I'm going to ask you one more question, if you don't mind, before I let you go.
The answer is 4.
What's that? Oh, 4?
The answer is 4.
I can't be. It was a good try, but Jeffrey Feinberg is asking if you can name your top 3 favorite pipes.
Top 3 pipes. I am going to go with my design Berlin. I call her Tina. She has just a place in my heart because, I saw her, baby. I didn't mean to hurt you,
Right.
And then I've got my Anderson pump pipe I really like a lot. And then I'm going to say it's a tie between my 1960 downhill and my, was it 614 Savinelli?
Okay,
It's a tie. It's a tie.
cool. Well, so the answer was 4 then.
There you go. See? Don't question my genius.
My mistake. All right, Tim. Well, this has been really a lot of fun. Greatly appreciate you joining us tonight. So thank you for that, and I hope you have a great weekend.
All right, you guys too. Rock and roll.
All right. Take care, buddy. Take care now. Bye. I knew that was going to be a fun one. Tim's a great guy. And I really enjoyed that. Oh, Steph, sorry I missed your question there, but he'll probably be in the chat to answer. Mon-Claude Gunsdam, how you doing? And J Mouton Pipes, good to see you, Jason. Steph was asking if Tim was going to be going to Vegas, and I was talking to my wife last night, and we actually are maybe about 80% going to go to Vegas. It's not a done deal yet, but we're thinking about making reservations and all, so that'll be fun. That's right, Jim. You you should have chimed in earlier. The answer is always 7. Gary Edminster, good night. Thank you so much for joining us. Ron Hardcrackers, are you taking off, buddy? Good to see you. Thanks for joining us, and have a great weekend. Thank you, Patrick. And yes, thank Tim. I mean, he was a great guest. Yeah, Steph, that was a great question. I read that as he was answering something else, and I was laughing. I thought what made me laugh more was your follow-up saying you could be more specific. Thank you, Pensive Piper. Glad you enjoyed it. Pipe Tree, how you doing, Tree? Okay, Tim can't make Vegas, but he is going to go to a small one in Columbia, Tennessee. Steph, I'll let her know that she's got that to look forward to. I'm sure she'll hug you right back as well. Corvette Jim, 60% on Vegas. This is going to be fantastic. I mean, I know there's a couple of guys that are definitely going, and of course, there's a couple of guys that live out there. So, and gals. Sorry, Steph. So, really looking forward to seeing some of you folks in person, and the show itself should be cool. Texas Piper is saying he tried the vanilla roll cake. It's good. It might be as close to an arrow as your palate could get. Okay. You know, Eddie, I've heard a lot of good stuff about it. I haven't gotten it. I don't know. I've been so disappointed so many times by vanilla tobaccos that Mon-Claude Gunsdam is saying the same thing. Vanilla is my nemesis because it just never tries. Oh, maybe that was the Mike you were talking to. Sorry, but at least we agree, Mike. Vanilla just never tastes right to me in a tobacco. It's always a chemical flavor. Riano Keeves, hello. Jay Mouton, I believe Vegas is confirmed. in terms of the show actually happening. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thanks for joining us. You have a good weekend. You are one of the guys, Steph. We love you. And we'll set up a big hugging line for you, like the what is that line called, where the queen greets people and they move along the line? We could set that up for you. Eric the Blue Collar Pipe Smoker, hello there. Hey, Jack Kurtz, thank you, my friend. There you go, Doug. That would have been a great question. That's funny. And thank you for the reminder, because Doug is going to be, the next time you see me, Doug is going to be our guest. So I'm looking forward to that. And Doug, I'll be in touch the week before. I got to get a picture from you, and we'll set up a time to chat before the show so we can work out all the logistics. But yeah, so Doug will be in 2 weeks. Next week, it's going to be Flat Cap Piper and Lady Fire doing a guest hosting of this. So the show's actually going to be on their channel. So at 8 o'clock, instead of coming here, you need to go to them. And I'd suggest, there's a link down below to their channel. I'd suggest that you go ahead and subscribe to them so that you get the notification for that show if you don't want to miss it. I'm sure it's going to be fantastic. Reception line. Thank you, Steph. Can't believe I couldn't think of that one. Having trouble with words tonight. Yeah, Jason, I think a lot of the smaller ones are going to be a go at this point. Isn't Ohio happening? And I thought the Virginia show was happening, and Tim just said that there's one in Tennessee. Columbus, Ohio is confirmed. Yeah, so a lot of the smaller shows are happening. I think it's only Chicago, and from what I've heard, Chicago is actually kind of teetering on whether or not it's ever going to happen again. And also, from what I've heard, that's got little to do with COVID. It's more about the folks that organize that show and some politics that I don't understand. Nope. Dropped my pipe rest. So I'm going to switch back to the 7 Ellie, the Matches 7 Ellie, and load it up with some Haunted Bookshop. Now, Eric, it didn't have to get on the driveway. I just had it drop shipped at the curb. I got my forklift out and brought it in. Guys are teasing me because I bought a little bit of Haunted Bookshop this week. And, you know, it's now out of stock again, but that's not my fault. Hey, Doug, you can send whatever picture you want. We all get there, you know. I have this picture that they took of me when I started working for my company. Back then, it's amazing how things have changed. Back then, they actually had a professional photographer come in and take a picture of you that was a file picture that they would use for like press releases and stuff. And every employee had this. So I had to get all dressed up for it, and And I have a copy of that picture, and this was back in 2000 that the picture was taken, so 21 years ago. I don't look like that anymore, but I'll still use it sometimes. Oh, I have one of those large breakout doors for pallets to come in, Eric. All right, Steph, you have a good evening and a great weekend. Thanks for joining us tonight. It was some haunted bookshop. It was a supply. I'm not going to run out. So I just realized we've got, what, 18 minutes to go. And I just realized that I have not turned off the furnace tonight. So we're kind of playing furnace roulette now, whether or not it'll come on. Michael Case, smoking Mixture 79 all week. It's not doing anything for you, huh? I find that there are times when I want nothing but Mixture 79. Oh, Doug, we can use the 3-year-old picture of you. As long as it's not one of those, on a bearskin rug kind of pictures. Peter, you don't have to buy it. If you run out, let me know. I'd be happy to send you some. And Steve, I don't need a 50-gallon mason jar. I use the steel drums for that. It's the same concept as a tin. You just get the 50-gallon steel drum, you suck out the air, put the seal on, and you're good to go. Oh, is it still in stock there, Texas Piper? That makes me feel a lot better, because some of my friends on Instagram were blaming me for it being out of stock, so I didn't bother to check. Yeah, I saw that. Tim, you're not going to be able to post the link in the comments, but I will put it into the description later. Thank you for sending it. So guys, if you're interested in Tim's book, check back later tonight or tomorrow, and the link will be there. Oh, 17 ounces left. Look at that. Come on. So I was thinking about it, and I bought a few pounds, okay? And the reason I was thinking about it was, I normally buy it a pound at a time. And, if you buy a pound, you have to pay shipping on it, because it's not above the magic number that Smoking Pipes has, which I think is $95. So it doesn't make sense, because by the time you buy 5 pounds, 1 pound at a time, you've paid for an extra pound of tobacco in shipping. So if you bought 5 pounds at once, you're basically getting a pound free. That makes a lot of sense to me. I think it was the logical thing to do. Big Country Briar, long-time lurker. Good to have you, buddy. OG matches 7 Ellie just finished off Crooner and loading up some Haunted Bookshop. Good stuff. Ah, Doug, it would be hilarious. It would be absolutely hilarious. Oh, Jason's checking out. Good night, Jason. Have a great weekend, buddy. Absolutely, it's free. Three is the magic number. Yeah, probably. But, you know, why stop at 3? Volume, volume, volume. There you go, Johnny. Logic is grand, especially when you can twist it to suit your needs, Michael. Oh, Eddie, thank you. They are basically, thank you so much, my friend. They are basically paying us to buy tobacco. That's funny. I remember watching this. I don't actually remember if it was a comedian or what it was, but the guy's telling this story about the difference in the way that husbands view savings versus wives view savings. And he said, you know, when his washing machine breaks, and it's going to cost $200 to fix it, so he goes and he figures out what's wrong with it and he fixes it himself, and he saves $200, and that's $200 that he has in the bank. His wife goes out shopping and she sees something that's regularly $400 and it's on sale 50% off, and she buys it, and then she comes home and says, look, I saved $200. So it's just a different way of viewing the world, and I guess, you know, we can use that to our advantage when it comes to tobacco. Yeah, you know, Steve, they would not give me the bail pricing because apparently they had to get an okay from you and you wouldn't give it. And yeah, Peter, I saw those tubs at Granger, and that's the way to do it, especially right now. I mean, if you can afford to, and I know a lot of guys can't, but I really think tobacco prices are going to be going up dramatically. You know, especially if this tax thing goes through. And you know, why not buy it now if you can? And it's not like I'm going to be buying 5 pounds of Haunted Bookshop every month. You know, I won't be buying any for quite a while now. All right, Ed, thank you for joining us, buddy. You have a great weekend. Gray Anthony, I do have some experience with Nimrod pipe lighters. Actually did a video on Nimrod pipe lighters if you're interested. I think I've got a playlist called Lighters that you could check out, and the Nimrod lighter video is in there. What do you call it when Batman leaves to Christian? Oh, Tim. So, Dude Rustic, are you talking about the Nimrod? What is it? The Huntsman, the one that looks like a nut and bolt. I agree with you. That doesn't hold a lot of fluid. It doesn't hold it for long. But the Commander, the one that looks more like a Zippo, it actually has an impressive amount. It can hold an impressive amount of fluid. I really like those. Yeah, buy one every month, Peter. That's the way to do it. And you'll eventually stop, and then you'll be set for quite a long time. Kevin Doolin, good evening. Good to have you from Cypress, Texas. I assume it's hot there. I'm really liking this longboard lager. It's it's got a lot more body and more flavorful than a lot of lagers. A little bit of hops, which I'm not a big fan of, but it's a reasonable amount. The Sportsman. You're right, Steve. You're right. The cotton is I got it on Amazon, and it's called what's the name of that stuff? I got it right here. Organic cotton silver, 13 feet. I'm not kidding. Made in Japan. Don't know if you can read that, but so it was from Amazon. Organic cotton silver, 13 feet, made in Japan. And by the way, that bag is, I probably have put that into 6 lighters, and they're still, it's like a lifetime supply. Oh, 88 isn't that bad, Kevin, but yeah, if it was high humidity, that would be terrible. Glad the humidity's staying low. Pipe Tree, good night, my friend. Thank you for joining us. You have a great weekend, buddy. Yeah, marketing ploy from the 60s, Doug, and it has really sort of stuck in the culture. Does defy logic. Yeah, cogs and sprockets. The cotton. I've come to the conclusion that it doesn't really conserve fluid the way I originally thought it did. So I thought that it was locking the fluid in for a longer period of time. I don't think that's true. What I think it's actually doing is it's letting you load more fluid in. So it lasts longer, but it's still evaporating at the same rate. And if you were to measure out the same amount of fluid that you'd add with the standard rayon and with this cotton and put it in, I think you'd find they'd probably run out at the same time. So it's not really saving you fluid, but it is saving you refills. Yes, that's right, Gray Anthony. I still got 12 feet. So my original plan was that we were going to leave tomorrow morning to go out to Pittsburgh. And I was hoping to possibly do a video from Pittsburgh. Unfortunately, because of this medical issue that I had, and I'll talk more about it on Sunday. But I'm fine. Everything's fine. But we just weren't comfortable making the trip. I'm not comfortable making the trip, to be honest. And so we're not going to Pittsburgh. We are going to be here, but I'm going to take next Friday off anyway. And I get a day off once in a while. So I'll be around on Sunday. I'll probably do something on Wednesday to promote the Friday video as well. But I think that if you guys know Flat Cap Piper and Lady Fire, they're going to do a great job. It'll be a really enjoyable show. So I hope everyone turns up for that and shows them the same kind of appreciation that you guys show me. Yeah, I think it's worth a try, Cogs. Jeffrey, you're in Katy, Texas? I had a good friend that came from Katy, Texas. Haven't talked to her in many years, but we went to school together. All right, Big Country Briar, man after my own soul. Yeah, stocking up I think is a good thing to do right now. Cogs, I don't know yet. I just turned it back in today, and I don't get to see my cardiologist until the 24th, which is wonderful. But I talked to them, and they said if anything shows up, they'll call me. So, hopefully no, but we'll see. Ah, yes, real estate agents selling you a home. Good point, Doug. Thank you, Eddie. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I don't know what we're going to do. I might take a day off from work as well. Because I was originally going to take off like Monday and Tuesday and do stuff with my in-laws. And then the rest of the week I was going to work because I can, I'm working remotely. So I can do that. But, maybe I'll still take a day or two off. Yeah, Peter, I know. To be honest, last weekend was when I was starting to feel not so well, and just wasn't up to making the video on Sunday. And but I'm much better now. I am certain I will see you on Sunday. Thank you, Pensive Piper. You have a good weekend too. Tim, it can be appreciation or insanity. We don't distinguish. Thank you, Peter. Thank you very much. And Cogs, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And I'm going to talk about this tomorrow, but I've unbelievable how many people got in touch with me after one stupid picture on Instagram. Just the outpouring of goodwill and prayers and everything. It was greatly appreciated. It lifted my spirits and really made me feel a lot better about the situation. So thank you all for that. It's much appreciated. Ah, yes, Kevin, that yard work, it just keeps coming back, doesn't it? Yeah, Eddie, we need Pegasus back in stock for sure. But that'll be safe because I bought a pound of that from, where did I buy it from? I bought it from an unusual, a supplier that I don't normally deal with, but I was out of it and I was getting tired of waiting. And it'll take me a long time to go through a pound of Pegasus because I only smoke one bowl a day. So I won't be buying a ton of Pegasus when it comes out. Not that I bought a ton of Haunted Bookshop. It was a reasonable amount. Well, guys, we're at 9:30 now, so I think I'm going to call this to an end. Let me finish up my drink. I can recommend this longboard lager. So I want to thank you all for joining me. It's been a great time. Thank you, Tim. It was a lot of fun chatting with you. Really enjoyed it. Please tune in next week to Flat Cap Piper's channel. Again, the link to his channel is down in the description, and him and Lady Fire are going to do a great job covering for me. tune in the next Friday for Doug Owen, because we're going to have a great time with him as well. And hopefully I'll see you on Sunday. So y'all take care and enjoy your weekend, and we will talk again very soon.